All right, YouTube. Today, I missed the gym for like 5 days in a row. So today's my first day back, and I weigh a lot less than I weighed last time I hit the gym. All right, I was 174 maybe, and right now I'm like 166 or 65. You know what I'm saying? So that's not excuses. I'm still push hard. I'm still push heavy, but I myself don't even know really what to expect. I did carb up a little bit, did hydrate, so I think I'm gonna do great. But that ain't what we talking about. Y'all read the title, so what are we talking about? We are talking about the clavicular vehicular situation. And I made 2 videos about this already. But since then, I've been watching things, and I've been seeing other things. Things that I've seen and forgot, and also things that I didn't know and just learned. But before I even say that, I don't understand what world nobody's living in. When everybody says people don't have the right to do this and people don't have the right to do that. And I'm talking either side, right? What world do y'all live in where people be waiting for the right to do something to do something? Last time I checked, when you say things to people that are fighting words, you should expect a fight. Whether the person fighting you is right for fighting you or not. And words can be said by anybody. Just understand the consequences of those words. Words have power. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know that word has a power. Why use it? You know, it doesn't make sense to me, but you got the right to do whatever you want to do. It's just when you knock on the door, expect somebody to be home sometime. Somebody's going to answer that door. I don't walk around knocking on doors like that. We learned that even in The Lion King, bro. Being brave does not mean looking for trouble. It means being able to handle it when it comes your way. My advice for anybody, old, young, any walk of life, any race, anything, we need to learn how to care about each other. For one, we need to learn how to respect each other, whether we like or each other, whatever you've been taught growing up. You can always make your own way, all right? And I recommend a positive way. But more importantly, don't be knocking on doors that you don't want answered. Don't throw a rock at a beehive. Look both ways before you cross the street. You know what I'm saying? And don't expect anybody to wait for the right to don't expect everybody to treat you in the most careful, gentle way when you do things. These ain't people in the world ain't your parents, all right? You know what I'm saying? Things have been going on for centuries. So at the end of the day, you can't just rekindle, even if you say, oh, they be saying it. It doesn't matter what your think is. Your job is to take care of yourself. You know, if you got kids, your job is to take care of your kids. Keep them safe. There's one dude, what's the mustache dude I just seen? He was saying a whole bunch of stuff online, and he's in trouble and all that, and even his own what is it they call him, the quote unquote superior. Even his peers are saying he shouldn't be saying that. Why put your kids in that danger? Why, bro? Just live your life. Clavicular should be busy trying to do his whole fitness thing. He's talking about he don't even like working out. Instead of talking all that crap online and doing whatever you're doing, no, just go to the gym, work out, and teach people how to do that. But no, you want all the shortcuts, the looks maxing, and all this. You want to be able to talk all reckless, act like you mightier than thou. No, none of us are mightier than the other. We are all equal, no matter how you look at it. We was all created equal, but do we stay equal? Some people just become pieces of, you know, the way you treat people is the way you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. You are what you treat. So if people minding their business and you go running off at the mouth on certain people, I don't do that. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? It makes no sense. It only makes you look bad. You ain't getting nowhere with that. You look good to a small group of people who all also just, we all made by God. We're gonna address the elephant in the room. Were those guys wrong for addressing the situation? I feel like everything needs to be handled in a certain way, and nobody can pick and choose how somebody handles their situation or how they feel. You know, everybody act like everybody should just move the way they should move. My thing is, you might handle it different. I might handle it different. Somebody else might handle it way. Most people handle it way worse than jumping on a car. Now, saying I hope so sounds like, yeah, so it sounds intentional to me. You know what I'm saying? But in defense, if that guy didn't have a weapon, that guy ain't, you know, I don't know. Everybody gonna pick a side on this, but what needs to be left in 2025 and not brought into 2026 is Clavicular's information about just, you know, the stuff he be saying. Like, it's leading people down the wrong path. And then people like that usually have a big head and think they're better than anybody anyways. That's dangerous. You know, if you think that way, keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how to think. But that's dangerous, all right? Big time. Because then you treat people a certain way. People ain't gonna just take that. You know what I'm saying? People ain't gotta take everything you do or say. You know what I'm saying? I don't do or say things like that to people. You know? I believe we all have a purpose here. I think we all need each other here, regardless of what you think. Now, if there's somebody that's in the way, I just get out their way. I just leave them, hey, have a good day, bruh. You'll find out later. You'll figure it out, hopefully. But I don't got the patience to stay around somebody that's going to, you know, yeah. You know, I say what I gotta say. But I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to beat it out of them or nothing like that. They're going to be who they're going to be. Let them be who they be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think I'll say something if I feel a certain way. But that's as far as I take it. But then it's up to them. You know what I'm saying? Or where it goes, I guess. But I'm not going to just sit there and shut up. You know what I'm saying? But that's what people be expecting you to do. Because they think that they're better. Like, come on. No, you're not, bro. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you either. We're not better than each other. We just live different lives, have different background, different culture, different ways of thinking, think different this and that and third. But we all, that's what the world needs, though. If everybody was just imagine if everybody was the same. Nah, some people think that'd be dope. That'd be boring as F. If everybody thought the same exact way as you, looked same exact way as you, there was no, there was no different types of music. You might not like a certain type of music. Just imagine if it didn't exist. Now you wouldn't have nothing to complain about. Your life would be whack. Your life would be whatever you think you don't like. Your life would be whack without it. All right. Okay, me. I'm gonna just use me for example. I don't like people talking to me in the gym. That's why I be going late night, and I don't like people bother me. I don't like interruptions. I want to get my workout in. But there's times where I get exactly that. I go to the gym and ain't nobody in there. Now it's too quiet. That's what I wanted, right? Dang. There's been times, rarely though, rarely. I couldn't even work out because I'm so used to the interruptions. I'm so used to the people. I'm so used to somebody hating on me and trying to stop me. Like, that doesn't help me. But a little bit of that at that time, it sounds crazy me saying this, but a little bit of that at those times, those rare times, would have helped me out a little bit. It's times where I got what I want so much that I couldn't even move. So people that think like that, just imagine if you was the only person or the type of person in the country. Yo, that's crazy. You the only one that thought the way you thought. There was no, you know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff, like, yes, it's too much of this and too much of that, but some of it is what keeps the day interesting, all right? I'm not saying the bull crap. I'm not saying the extreme stuff. we gotta have something to debate about, though. You know what I'm saying? We got to. I don't know how I'm sounding right now. I'm just gonna say what I'm saying off the top of my head. But yeah, just imagine. Okay, I listen to nothing but rap. I did used to listen to nothing but rap. Sprinkle of R&B and a sprinkle of other things here and there, but 99.99% nothing but rap, right? Still to this day, almost like probably 80. Yeah, it's still pretty high, but real rap though, right? I even listen to bullcrap rap now sometimes. I don't know, whatever comes on, turn it up. You know, if I feel it, you know, I be playing my music randomly in the gym, and I keep skipping until I feel something that feels me for that rap. That say it don't matter who it is. Somebody I never really listen to. It can be somebody I don't even like. It's just that feel. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people not gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't be working out. They don't understand the zone. They don't understand how to get in the zone. They don't know how to use the zone. They don't know how to use that eye of the tiger. They worried about what everybody else thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta just kick to yourself, have individuality, step back, look at the bigger picture, and make your moves from there. You know, think of the consequences of everything you do. I ain't saying overthink. I ain't saying don't live your life. I'm just saying, like, you know, ain't nobody perfect, but that don't mean we gotta be effed up either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, there gotta be some kind of a balance, man. But yeah, man,